What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So. The rhetoric of is Game Pass sustainable? The Xbox tax, all these things, right? And shout out to VG Fight School once again, doing Thug Dizzle. I think he is. I mean, Dirt and Sean, they do their Thug Dizzle too with the receipts, but he's very. Excuse me. He's very. He's more of a because he's a professor. He's a teacher. Let's just say that. I don't know if he's a professor or if he has kids or whatever, but he is definitely detail orientated. Did I say that right? Sounded weird. Felt weird too. Anyway, and so he went back. What he did, he went back to the original Just for Games sit down thing that everybody, all the ponies and donkey unicorns like to quote, just for games, crap gamer, just for games. And then what he did, he went back and he popped on Herman Holtz and what he said, and then he went to the Sony or PlayStation business meeting thing with these, two people we don't know, and then was it Hiroki Totoki or is it Nishino? I don't remember. No, it was Nishino and Herman Holtz and the CFO lady. I forgot her name. And he played it. He played Phil's, and then he played Herman, and he played Phil's, and then he played Homegirl, then he played Phil, and then he played Nishino. And they're saying the exact same thing. They're saying the same thing. So what's happening, which is what a lot of us have said, a lot of us on the Xbox side have said, listen, this is what's going on. Sony's going to do the same thing. Just wait and see. And guess what's happening? Sony's third party. I mean, they've been third party for a minute. But, I just go to Nintendo. I guess a lot of people like Tim Puppy and who else left? Mainly Tim Dog. I guess, Crab Gamer, he could go to Nintendo too, because they're the only ones who are going to have exclusives. I mean, you want to be real. What's Tim Dog gonna change his name to? Tim Tendo? That's all right, Tim Tendo. That's not a bad name. If he does that, if he goes to Nintendo and he switch his name to Tim Tendo, I'll allow it. But he can't talk after that. He just got to play Donkey Kong Bonanza or whatever and just be quiet. Sounds like a punishment, but it's not really meant to be. It's just that's what you do when you're in Nintendo. Dirt, that's what he got me saying it the way that he said. That's not how Puerto Rock talk. Puerto Rock is, what's up, y'all? Puerto Rock, I'm the only friend in these YouTube streets. Try to say, what the? Nah, man. I don't know. I never really tried to do Puerto Rock. Actually, I'm falling behind on my goal to beat Dirt in the impressions game. I've fallen behind this. I haven't practiced at all. So I think I want to try to start practicing more. That sounded like the MP prom. I'm going to try to start practicing. Sometimes you catch yourself. Anyway, so look, video games are going to video game. Certain companies are going to do what they need to do in order to survive, in order to grow. And the main thing that these two companies, Microsoft and Sony, have in common, and what they're saying as far as the commonality of their language, is MAUs, growth. How that happens? I mean, PlayStation puts games on Xbox. That's how that happens. If they want to grow MAUs, that's how you do it. You can't charge more and expect to have more MAUs. That's not how it works. You need to get new people. And where the new people at? They over at Xbox. Because they're like, yeah, I don't like PlayStation. I like Xbox. So bring your games over here. Maybe I'll buy it. Maybe not. I'm gonna buy. I was thinking hard. Pause. About Helldivers 2, and I'm like, I should buy it. I think we should all buy it, and we should make it the biggest success, bigger than what it was on PlayStation and PC put together, which is kind of hard, but still, at least bigger than what PlayStation sold, to signal to PlayStation that they need to put more games on Xbox, only further cementing their third-party status. I probably won't even play them. I was like, that's only $40. I'll just buy the whack version. Probably never play it. Whatever. Maybe play 1 or 2 rounds. Whatever. But it's more of a statement. It's more of a movement. It's like a reverse protest, because I'm buying it, which helps out Sony, which proves the point that they should put more games on Game Pass, which is it's a movement that goes against the ponies and docking unicorns, which is my whole kind of mantra, is to just look, I need to smack them through the internet as many times as possible, every day, every time, because hey, they did it to us. It's just medicines. You can't dish it out. You need to take it. If you can't take it, you can't dish it out. You know what I'm saying? Words. I'm just saying. But yeah, so I'm like, all right, so let's see how these ponies and donkeys, they're not doing too well. Let's just say they're crashing out so hard, and they're trying to grasp at any type of narrative, which is why the whole Game Pass is sustainable thing came up. Because Chris String, he's no dummy. He's like, these ponies, they need something. They need something to talk about. Let's put that out there. And then all of them they fell for it. They fell for the bait. And they all look stupid now. And so yeah, that's kind of how that went down. And it does. I mean, the donkey unicorns and ponies are like one little section over here on PlayStation. And I think the problem that PlayStation will have in the next generation is that they need to find a way to distinguish themselves from everybody else. Let's just be real. And so what they may find themselves in the position, they might find themselves in a situation that Sega did during the Sega Master System time, right? So Sega Master System had, all their games were exclusive, because that's the way it was. Nintendo had all the games, Sega had their games, basically. And they were good games, but there wasn't as many as Nintendo. And so now you look at Xbox and PlayStation, next gen, Xbox is going to have all the games, even some of PlayStation's games. And so I'm like, okay, they're going to have all Steam, GOG, Epic, whatever else, Ubisoft, EA, all the games, plus Xbox games, plus some PlayStation games. And then PlayStation 6, whatever it's going to be, 5.5. They're just going to have one exclusive a year. I think that cadence is going to continue, because they ain't got the people. They don't want to. It's going to take them 5 years to catch up to where they need to be. And that's well into the next generation. So by the mid-generation of next gen, they might have some games, but not really, because they don't have the capacity to. And that's assuming that all the games that they are greenlit or will greenlit and put out will actually get released. Which is, yeah. I would hate to be a PlayStation fan, and I would hate to be working at Sony, and I would hate to be PlayStation, because it doesn't look bright. They can say all the stuff that they want, and another telling factor or fact of how down bad they are is that their little business fireside chat or whatever was scripted. They were reading teleprompters and such. And I'm like, I don't know if Phil does that. I don't know if Phil and the crew, I don't think they do that, because it seems like they're just talking. But these guys are so wooden. They're like, and then, yeah, money. I mean, with growth, we're constituted. It sounded very, very lawyerly and very just like, it didn't sound human. It sounded like a bunch of robots talking. Maybe it was all AI. Who knows? But yeah, man, like Ghost of Yote. I did yesterday, the last video, and it's like, it's all right. I mean, whatever. But that's the one banger that they have this year. And you say, oh, but Death Stranding 2. It's like, that's time exclusive. Kind of doesn't count. I mean, the Donkey Unicorns and the Ponies, they get accounted because they got nothing else. They ain't got no games. And the games they do have are not the bangers that they need. And that's a problem. And I would say whatever Cory Barlog's new game is, that might be a banger, but I have no idea what it is. So I'm just assuming, because the last game he made was pretty dope. All right? I ain't gonna lie. But I got zero faith in your boy Druckmann, Neil Druckmann. I don't know. He don't. It seems. See, I say the name and then the skies open up, thunder claps. Yeah, It's like. I mean, he left the show, right? And I'm like, he would have still been on the show if it wasn't for, I guess the showrunner had different ideas, and then maybe they butted heads or something creatively. So, now he's back doing games again. Oh, okay, cool. But the last game that he did was like, and the thing is, and they had to put the game in a chronological order. And I see people like, oh, this is the way it should have been. Now it's kind of. I'm like, huh? What, huh? Well, how does it? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, look, y'all. I mean, y'all can like it. And I heard people say the gameplay is really good, and I'm like, okay, I see the gameplay. It's not bad. But once again, a game like that, especially when it came out, it was not the game to be playing, man. If you wanted to be, you need happy games. You need them blue sky games. Nintendo. That's why Nintendo's so. That's why they're so like popular, is because the games are for everyone, and they're meant to make you feel good, and everybody wants to feel good. Nobody wants to go into an escapist zone and be miserable. That's the wrong thing, and that's what The Last of Us 2 is. And maybe that's a Neil Druckmann thing. Maybe Neil Druckmann is just a depressed type of person, and he has to get it all out on the pen and the papers. Writing sad stories about this and that and the third. At least like God of War had a little bit of fantastical elements, beasts and stuff like that, magic, and that adds to it. I mean, it's still heavy stuff and it's still violence, although it's a little more stylized. No, a little more Hollywood violence. But it's like, okay, what's the next God of War going to be? Is it going to be Atreus? Who wants that game? Just like who wants Ghost of Yotei? And some people are like, oh, I like it. It's a ghost thing. It's not about Ghost of Tsushima 2. It's about Ghost of whatever. And I was listening to Everborn Saga and K Mega's show today, and they brought up a good point about that, like the whole Ghost series. And they said basically, what if they did Ghost of Tokyo, and they changed the time frame? Maybe it's modern day Ghost of Tokyo. I was like, okay, so it'd be like Yakuza. It would be a totally different game, though. It wouldn't be samurai, obviously. It would be guns and stuff. But could that work? It could. Could Sucker Punch pull it off? And I'm like, that would be super interesting. I would be like, okay. It would be more of like a Grand Theft Auto type of game, but still, I think that's the problem. Is that once they get out of the samurai, then they don't have. So I mean, you could have a dude that's just a modern day samurai. It's like, I believe I'm a samurai. I will kill all of your family with my sword. It's like, yo, we got guns. We got we got a whole building full of guns, right? With bullets, we got hollow tips, we got all kind of. You don't want to? No. I want to use my great grandfather's sword. He killed Jin Sakai with the sword. No. How dare. No. Jin Sakai would be his great grandfather. Wait, did Jin die in the first game? I don't even know. And I don't care. So yeah. That'd be an interesting premise, but that seems a little too high level for PlayStation to handle, because I think the allure of the Ghost games is that it's samurai, and they're colorful trees with leaves, flowers, and horse. So, yeah, being a Yakuza on a motorcycle with a katana is weird. It'd definitely be a weird game. But could they do it? Of course they could do it. Would it be popular? Probably not. When I think about that, I'm thinking about Sleeping Dogs. It's like that was kind of the closest thing to a Ghost game. Sleeping Dogs was Ghost of Tokyo Zero, year 1990. I don't even know what year that game came out. It was the 2000s, but 2012, 23. No, wait, it was on 360. Yeah, so 2010 maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, there's a there's a lot of movement happening in the video game industry, and I am not afraid of where it's going. Unlike people like Tim Dog and whoever else, Crab Gamer, and all these other idiots who quit the console that they used to like because they got smacked through the internet publicly. I think mainly that's what happened. But I'm like, whatever. So, like I said before, I want to see who's gonna flip from PlayStation. Now we already got M. He's one. Although I think he's full of shit. I think he's gonna get a PlayStation 6 and he's gonna do all those things. So he'll have a change of heart. But yeah, it's silly at this point, and I'm looking at the roster. I'm looking at the games, and I'm like, I'm gonna play so many games next year. It's ridiculous. And I got some more games to play this year. Ninja Gaiden 4, Gears is coming out in like a month. There's a bunch of other games too, right? I mean, Call of Duty. I'm interested in that because I do like the futurist stuff. Like Advanced Warfare was cool. Infinite Warfare I never played. I think I played a demo of it. I was like, this is kind of crazy. So I like that kind of flavor of Call of Duty. So I'm definitely interested in 7. Black Ops 7 looks dope. The 6 or 7? Yeah, 7. And come here. And it's just this. I mean, what we're seeing now is like the down badness of all these ponies and Doc Unicorns, and they can't do anything about it. They can't. There's no rebuttal. There's no thing that they can say or do to change the fact that Sony's going down. I mean, they'll probably still stick around. They probably will survive whatever they're going through, but it's going to take them years to rebound from what they went through this generation. And I don't know if they will ever be able to compete at the same level that Microsoft is doing things. They just don't have the capital. They don't have the money to do what Microsoft is doing. And that's another reason why ponies and Doc Unicorns are sad and they hate Xbox, is because Xbox figured out, Microsoft, can you loan us some money? We don't make it back, but it's just like, yo, what's up? And they were like, fine, here. And they give them a bag. And then they took that bag and ran through the industry and scooped up all the good stuff. And Sony tried to do the same thing, except they bought a lemon called Bungie. It's like all of the moves that they've been making this generation have been bad. The VR2 failed. Bungie failed. Concord failed. And they're trying to do this whole unit sales of consoles, but then they say, oh yeah, we're not counting it like that anymore. But that's the only thing they can hold on to. So the Doc Unicorns and Ponies are still kind of parroting that, or anything that they can hold on to, basically. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I appreciate y'all answering. Like and subscribe. Hit me in the comments below what you think about the downness of Sony, PlayStation in particular. The rhetoric of all of these guys, and the fact that they're taking what Microsoft said and what they're doing, and they're ignoring what Sony and PlayStation said and what they're doing. And look, it was the beginning of the end started a while ago, but the true beginning to some of these Donkey Unicorns and Ponies is that the Helldivers 2 on Xbox. That's a homegrown port. That's third party right there. But anyway, I appreciate. I'll talk to you on the next one too. Sweet.